Hello students, this is your Mr. GST who actually makes GST good and simple tax for you. In this video, we are going to quickly solve both mock test paper 1 and 2 for your Jan 2026 CA Interpart GST. Of course. So without wasting further time, let us go into this first mock test paper 1. So in this, so before going to the case scenario, as you know, 15 mark MCQs will be there, 35 marks descriptive will be there. So before going to any MCQ, actually, you know the strategy. First, what we will do, sir, first, without reading the case scenario, first we will read the MCQs. So we will understand what is the requirement in the questions in the case study, and then we will understand what has to be taken. So I always suggest you or advise you first go through the questions, then go with the case study. I mean, MCQ questions you read, so you'll understand what to be focused like in the case study while studying, which information we should be more careful. So first, tax liability of Sarika & Co for the month of April. Okay. Here, one very important twist in the story is each under. That means here, when you see the answer actually, sir, CGST, SGST separately. Each, how much you have to fill here. That means not the total figure. Here, separately you should fill how much CGST should be there, how much SGST should be there, like that. 5,000 CGST, 5,000 SGST, 9,000 CGST, 9,000 SGST, 10,000 CGST, 10,000 SGST, like that. You should be really careful. That is the trick here. So please be careful. This is the very important thing, because while reading the question you may do mistake here. Next, import of services by Sarika that will be treated as a supply. And another twist here in the story, see, they are asking you whether it is supply or not. They are not asking which is taxable, which is not taxable. Please understand that. So they are asking here whether this is supply or not. That means you should focus on section 7 subsection 1 clause B and C, not exemptions part, because this is importation of services. Okay. Sarika & Co will be eligible to claim ITC on stock and capital goods as on what date? So this is regarding ITC eligibility as on what date? Okay, fine. So simple 3 MCQs. If you see here the question, the Sarika & Co Jabalpur registered under GST composition scheme, and they are engaged in supply of some goods or services. Per month April, 10 lakhs the supplies they made, out of which 2 lakh is service. They are in composition scheme. Sir, in the 10 lakh, sir, 8 lakh is goods, 2 lakh is services. Sir, in composition scheme, you cannot provide services, no, sir. See, further, they have given information that in the preceding financial year, the firm doing taxable goods only, and turnover of the previous financial year is 100 lakhs. And if you remember, sir, composition scheme dealer, 10% marginal supply of services he can provide, 10% of the preceding financial year turnover, or 5 lakhs, whichever is higher. Here, 100 lakhs into 10% means you will get 10 lakhs. So 10 lakh worth the services you can provide, 10 lakhs or 5 lakhs, whichever is higher. Here you are providing only 2 lakhs, very much within the limit. So this 10 lakh turnover is absolutely fine. And if you understand, there is one MCQ for the month of April, what is the tax liability of Sarika? Sir, here this fellow is a composition dealer. On 10 lakh, 1% will be there, no ma? Because they did not say restaurant service provider, all these things. So he is providing normally goods and services, taxable goods only. So you can understand. Sir, he is trading taxable goods only in the preceding financial year. So, because no other information is given, this year we will not assume this fellow is a manufacturer or restaurant service provider. So, if you see on 10 lakh 1% is 10,000, but here 0.5% CGST, 0.5% is GST. That means the answer should be 5,000 here. So please be careful here. The answer should be 5,000. Most of the students will do mistake by selecting this option C, 10,000. Here the twist in the story is, sir, each under, this is the mistake. So that is what the point. So option A is the answer. Okay. So A is the answer. Okay. Next. That is why, see, first if you read the MCQs, automatically while reading the case study, you will understand what information is needed for us to solve the question. Next, the firm imported following services. Okay. Architect services from Mr. Mudit, a partner of the firm who resides in France, for 1 lakh. The said service was paid but not used for furtherance of business. Please understand, there is a consideration of 1 lakh. When there is consideration for import of service, blindly you can tell that is supply. No matter whether it is for personal purpose or business purpose. If there is consideration for import of service, straight away it is supply. So this is supply of service. Okay. And also they have received management consultancy services from Mr. Mehta, a renowned lawyer in Sweden, who was an ex-employee of the firm. Ex-employee of the firm is not related person to us. Employer-employee related person. But this fellow is an ex-employee. Your ex is no more related. You should be careful with that. Okay. I mean ex-employee. The value of such service is 3 lakhs. even though it was used in the furtherance of business, no consideration was paid. The no consideration, and it is import of service for furtherance of business, but still it is not imported from a related person. So this is not a supply. This is not a supply. So if you see, the value of supply is only 1 lakh, which is taxable. As there is a question here, import of service, how much will be read as supply? Na? 1 lakh, sir, not 1 lakh plus 3 lakh, 4 lakh here, because the second case you have understood the explanation. Simple MCQ. See, if you remember the concept, of course, simple. Next, aggregate turnover of the firm crossed 150 lakh on 25th June, from which date the firm liable to pay tax under regular scheme. So now you are coming out of composition scheme to regular scheme on 25th June. Sorry. So if you remember, sir, if you are coming out of composition scheme to regular scheme, you can take ITC of inputs lying in stock, finished goods, or work in progress, and also capital goods immediately the preceding day of coming out of composition scheme. So here, coming out of composition scheme is 25th June. Immediately preceding day is 24th June. So here for the third MCQ, the answer will be 24th June. So simple one. Hope you have understood this. So coming to next case scenario 2. Again, let us go with the MCQ straight away first. Again, there are 3 MCQs here. What is the effective date of registration for 7-star private limited? So we should see about effective date of registration. Next, the date by which invoice must have been issued. Okay, so this is the due date of invoice kind of thing. Amount of interest payable for delay in payment of GST as per section 50. Okay, these are the things we have to see. Okay, fine. There are 3 MCQs and they have given 3 points here perfectly. Okay, fine. Aggregate turnover. See, 7-star private limited, regular GST registered supplier, both taxable and exempt goods is doing, located in Shimla, Himachal Pradesh. Now, this is important for us because you have to see when he is liable for registration, all that, effective date of registration, all that. Sir, Himachal Pradesh will come under the category of uh, third category in our discussion. If you remember, sir, we have discussed make my trip to Nagaland without mega, one category, one of the states, so wait 10 lakhs everything. Again, 6 system where everything is 20 lakhs, and remaining all other states part 3 of the country. So here Himachal Pradesh will come under part 3. In the class we have discussed that. So Himachal Pradesh will come under 40 lakhs, because here another information you should be careful is they are talking about both taxable and exempted goods. They are not talking about service. So this fellow is dealing purely with goods. That means for this fellow the threshold limit is 40 lakhs, not 20 lakhs. Okay. Aggregate turnover of all intrastate goods exceeded. See, intrastate also they said, because if you are making interstate supply, you are compulsory liable for registration under section 24. Exceeds 20 lakhs on 29 July. That is not relevant for us. For us, the relevant thing is 40 lakhs. It is exceeding on 16th August. That is relevant. So he is becoming liable for registration on 16th August and applying for registration on 30th August, within 30 days from the date of becoming liable for registration, and registration certificate is granted on 8 September. So the effective date of registration is what? 16th August. So the answer is 16th August. Okay. So we have this answer. 16th August is the, yes, perfect. 16th August is the effective date of registration. Next, sir, they have also entered into contract with Allies Limited, Manali, Himachal Pradesh on 10th September for supply of taxable goods 15 lakhs. Payment for the same was received on 12th September. The goods were scheduled for delivery on 25th September but removed from the factory on 24th September. Sir, if you see, this is supply of goods. What is the due date for raising the tax invoice? Sir, movement is involved here. When the movement is involved, on or before the removal of the goods. So, the removal is happening on 24th September. So, the answer is 24th September, the due date to raise invoice. The date by which invoice must have been issued. 24th September. Perfect. Okay, that is what the concept. Next, it has opted monthly filing of GSTR 3B, filed GSTR 3B for the month of September, 19th December. For month of September, 19th December, 20th October is the due date. So prescribed due date to file the said GSTR 3B, to file the said GSTR 3B is 20th October, we know that. The amount of net GST payable in cash on supplies made for September month work out to be 56,000, which was paid on 19th December. Yes. So on 19th December. So simple calculation. On 56,000, sir, you have to pay interest. How much? 18%. Okay. For how many days delay? 20th October, you should have filed it. October over, so October 11 days over, November 30 days over, December 19 days. So that means 30 plus 11, 41, 41, 50, 41, 50, 60 days delay, correct amma? So 60 days delay here. Okay, so 30 plus 11, 41, 41, 50, 60. Okay, 60 days. So into 60 divided by 365. Okay, so if you see what is the answer, comment ma everybody before calculating, like before me answering, just comment what is your answer, what is the answer you got. 18% into 60 divided by 365. Everybody comment what is the answer you got. Let me see whether you will do correct rounding off or not. So what is the answer? What is the answer? What is the answer? Comment fast. 1657 after rounding off. Let me see whether that option is there or not first. Bah, 1657. Okay. So that is, you will get 1656.986 something like that. So you know we'll round off it to the nearest rupee. So that will be the answer. Okay, fine. So that is what the answer. Next one. What is next one, guys? Kedar and Associates made an application for cancellation of GST registration in the month of March due to closure of business. Okay, its application for cancellation of GST registration was approved with effect from 4th September by the proper officer by passing an order for the same on 14th September. In the given case, Kedar Associates is required to file final return within 3 months from the date of order for cancellation or effective date, whichever is later. So 14th September is later, that we have to take. So from that 3 months. So 14th September means 14th October, 14th November, 14th December. So right away you can tell this is the answer. Okay, fine. That is what the next one. And one last MCQ here. What is this? Mr. Suresh, a supplier of ready-made garments, issued an invoice to a customer, okay, and erroneously charged a higher value of 54,000. Such an invoice was issued on 15th October. Which document is required to be issued by the company in respect of the invoice issued? See, charged higher value. How much ever you should charge, for that you have charged more. That means you should reduce the value now. For reducing the value, what will be the document you will be issuing? Everybody, credit note, simple. So in the chat box, let me know how many of you got, like how many marks you got out of 15 here. So out of 15, how many marks you got? Please let me know in the comment box. Okay, so that is what MCQ part, 15 marks over. Now let us move on to the descriptive part. Okay guys, actually the first question I have simplified for you everything. I have solved all the things and I have just kept it in a proper way so that our discussion, the time will be only invested on discussing, not on writing anything. Okay, so fine. First 10 mark question. See, every 10 mark question is net minimum GST payable and you have 3 steps in this. Calculate gross GST liability, calculate ITC, set off. So calculate gross GST liability, you should decode sales information. Net ITC, purchase information you have to decode, and finally set off. Okay, so that way the format I have given, and let us discuss clearly. And one more thing, the answer given in the mock test paper solutions is wrong for this, so please be careful. Okay, so let us discuss here. So first, coming to the first one, sir, these people, this fellow is like Bright Consultancy Services, GST registered in Lucknow. Anytime you see, you identify who is the person, where he is from. Sir, this fellow is from Lucknow, Uttar Pradesh, providing taxable consultancy services as well as he is trading in, they are trading, sorry, in office equipment. November month information they have given, let us decode that. Provided consultancy services to Alpha Limited, registered in Lucknow for 5 lakhs. That means this is sale, intra-state sale. Okay, that is what we have to understand. So, and of course, here there are GST rates obviously given already. So 9%, 9%, 18%. Sorry, just 9% CGST, 9% SGST, 18% IGST. Services also the same thing. I don't know why they give so much of information here. Okay, just they would have told unless specified otherwise. That means in the question, if they have told some other rates, then that rates you have to follow. Okay, simple. And opening balance ITC is nil. Conditions for availing ITC satisfied, subject to restrictions under GST law. Pranay's turnover in the preceding financial year was 25 lakhs. Okay, that is what the point. Now, first of all, understand you have to calculate net GST payable in cash by Bright Consultancy Services for November. If you see, they are dealing with both goods and services here, that you have to understand. Okay, now When we are dealing with both goods and services in Uttar Pradesh, the threshold limit for registration is 20 lakhs. Preceding financial year, they made turnover of 25 lakhs. This information is useful for you, helpful for you for legal services. Here, this adjustment, please understand, instead of here 25 lakhs, if they have given 18 lakhs, the legal services given in this question, what you have availed would have been exempt under GST, because legal services provided to any business entity whose aggregate turnover in the preceding financial year does not exceed the threshold limit liable for registration, then such cases it is exempt, if you remember. Okay, so this information is important here. Okay, fine, no problem. But in this case, because it is 25 lakh, it is taxable, nothing to worry. Next, they have provided consultancy services to Beta Limited, registered in Delhi, 3 lakhs. So this is interstate sale. Yes, 18% GST we will charge. Sold office equipment worth 7,50,000 to registered dealer Kanpur, Uttar Pradesh. Again, this is intrastate sale, 9% plus 9%. Advance received 50,000 from a client for IT support services. For services, sir, advances received are immediately taxable. If it is goods, yes, ADOI or DDOI, actual date of invoice, due date of invoice, whichever is earlier, will go. But for services, advances received are immediately taxable, hence it is taxable. So this is to the person of Uttar Pradesh again. So it is intrastate sale, 9%, 9%. CGST, SGST will come into picture. Next, sir, these people are purchasing computers also worth 2 lakhs from registered supplier in Delhi. Purchases, interstate purchases, ITC can be availed because it is business purpose. Okay, ITC 18% you will take, IGST. Next, paid annual membership fees 60,000 to to a recreation club for the directors. You know, this is blocked credit under 17 subsection 5, so no ITC. Even in exam, please understand, when you are reading the question, decode the information like this. In the left side or right side, whatever it is, write with the pencil what it is: sale or purchase, ITC available, not available. Like this, how I am presenting, present it in such a way so that once you start writing the solution, it is just about posting the numbers in step 1 or step 2. Step 1 sales information, step 2 purchase information. You will post the information at relevant location. Problem solving is going to be literally dead easy. Okay, next. Paid office rent 1 lakh to a registered landlord in UP, and this is also reflected in GSTR to be office rent business purpose. We can take ITC, intrastate purchase 9% and 9%. Next, purchased a car seating capacity 5 for directors use. You know, blocked credit, no ITC. Next, purchased a delivery van for 12 lakhs for transportation of office equipment. The purchase of vehicles, passenger vehicle is blocked, sir. Seating capacity, you know, less than or equal to 13. But if it is goods vehicle, obviously you can take ITC, and it is for business purpose. So ITC is available here. The interesting part is, sir, they also give no depreciation claimed on GST component, because you know 16 subsection 3. If you have taken depreciation on the GST component, then ITC will not be given to you. Be careful. In this question, okay, fine. But other questions, please be careful. And here the GST rate is 28%, 14% CGST, 14% is GST. So ITC is 14 plus 14. Okay. Next, availed legal services from Pranay, individual advocate based in Lucknow. Lucknow means Uttar Pradesh. Sir, same state, intrastate, 50,000 is the fees. Here, first thing, this is taxable. Second, it is RCM. So you are only liable to pay GST. That is this, what is the name of this fellow? I forgot. Bright Consultancy Services. Okay. So they can take ITC. Here the twist is, sir, that is RCM and they are liable to pay GST, and they can take ITC also. Understand, even though it is RCM purchase, purchase is a purchase, you can take ITC. But till the last step of the problem, forget it is RCM. But write down like this, RCM like that. Please make sure you write down that somewhere. And ITC you can happily take. Okay, this is the information. So we have decoded full sales information and purchase information. Now it is all about posting in step 1 and step 2. So now, as you know, remaining and all normal things. Okay, net GST payable. What is the step 1? As I told you already. Look at this, look at this. The step 1. See, here it is not about just the answer also, but about the presentation. Please be careful here. Sir, when you take the step 1, sir, gross GST liability we have to calculate. Always have this table: particulars, amount, IGST, CGST, SGST. Generally, institute follows CGST, SGST, IGST format, but you know, I follow IGST, CGST, SGST because our first target is to make IGST, ITC balance 0. For that convenience, I'll just follow this format for both sales and purchases. Now here, I repeat again, those who are not my regular batch students or whatever it is. So as you know, I always tell in the class, Sir, in the particulars column itself, for example, consultancy to Alpha Limited, whatever the information you want to write down there, don't go with the working notes all that. This is not amalgamation problem all that. Write the working notes there itself. Consultancy to Beta Limited. Sir, place of supply falling in a different state. It is interstate supply like that. Office equipment purchased for business purpose can, sold for outside the state or inside the state. Advance received here only. See, out of these four sales, if you see there are four sales in this question, only for the fourth point there is like good content for you to write in the notes, because advances received for services are immediately taxable according to time of supply provisions. Okay, section 13 subsection 2, and hence this advance is received immediately taxable in the month of November, even though the service is to be rendered in the month of December. Like this, whatever in the particulars column you write down your information. And if you look at my presentation in the amount column itself, what I am doing, if it is 50,000 5 lakhs, sorry sir, if it is CGST SGST, below itself I am writing like 9% plus 9%. That means even for the examiner he will understand. Sir, when you are posting the numbers, IGST I am just posting nil, I am posting 45,000 45,000. The examiner also will understand, okay, this fellow has applied 5 lakh into 9%, 5 lakh into 9%, like that he will immediately understand. So that way, just look at the presentation here, you have already understood the answer. So 3 lakhs is also taxable, but IGST, so 54,000, CGST SGST 0. Office equipment, yes, sale we have sold 7,50,000, so this is intrastate, so CGST and SGST I am entering. Advance received, yes, CGST and SGST. So total, if you look at the liability, sir, this is 54,000 IGST, 1,17,000, 1,17,000 CGST and SGST, sir. Calculation of ITC, if you take now, same ditto format na ditto format, I repeat, same ditto format. The only thing is, make sure you're writing the reasoning, all these things properly. Decoding purchase information, that is the only difference, as we have already decoded the information. Purchases of computers, sir, we can take ITC happily, and it is interstate, so 36,000 ITC. Membership fees, it is blocked. Here you should write the explanation, the working notes there, the reasoning there, why this is blocked, all these things. Nothing but, sir, 17 subsection 5, membership fees paid for any club, all these things are blocked from availing ITC. Like that, the reasoning if you write here also, for car, motor vehicle with seating capacity less than or equal to 30 for transportation of passengers is blocked from taking ITC. Here only passenger vehicles are blocked from taking ITC with seating capacity as discussed above, but goods vehicles are eligible for ITC. Legal services, you can tell here it is taxable under reverse charge, but still the recipient can avail ITC. Like that, you give the reasonings and you fill the columns, you fill the amounts. Please understand. So for membership fees, no ITC, so everything blank. Office rent, 9% CGST, 9% SGST, 1 lakh, 9,000, 9,000. Car, you cannot take ITC, blocked, so 0. Delivery van, you can take ITC, but it is intrastate purchase and 14% plus 14% here. Sorry, I forgot to write that, but here it is 14% plus 14%. Okay, right. 1 second, just one more cross check. That's all. One time I'm cross checking. 12 lakhs into 14%. Okay, 1,68,000, 1,68,000. Any calculation errors, because I am in an urgency like to solve it in very quick time, so that for you, you will not spend more amount of time in watching this video like that. So here and there, if any calculation errors are there, please let me know in the comment section, so that I will just pin the comment, all that, so others it will be. So mostly I did it in a peaceful manner, solve it everything, there should not be any errors. ICAI has committed error, that we have understood. So if at all you see any error in the calculations, etc., with respect to calculation, not with respect to conceptual error, we will not do here. Only calculation error, anything is there, please let me know. 99% it will not happen. Legal services, sir, purchase or RCM purchase, I can take ITC, sir. So intrastate, we have taken ITC. Okay, so this is the total ITC. And final thing is, sir, set off. Now, if you see set off, sir, we have this liability, sir, 54,000 set off. Same again. See, look at the format here, guys. Look at the format. What I will do, sir, particulars, IGST, CGST, SGST. First, I will take output tax. Output tax is this much. Okay, output tax is this much. And from that, see, generally, your first agenda is to make IGST ITC balance 0. IGST ITC balance itself is 36,000, sir. It will automatically become 0. So happily you can check take CGST, SGST, ITC balances and use it. Okay, used it, sir. Now, sir, if you see CGST and SGST ITC balance is 1,81,500, but liability is only 1,17,000. That means after using that, still you will have 64,500 500 balance with CGST and SGST, CGST and SGST. So understand, till 18,000 liability of IGST will be there. To help it, first CGST ITC balance only to be used. SGST ITC balance you cannot use. SGST ITC balance cannot be used for IGST payable if there is still balance in CGST ITC account. That means if somebody is helping with IGST payable, first CGST ITC should help. If it is not there, then only SGST ITC should help. Okay, so first you take help from this fellow. So 18,000 you just take there. So if you see, sir, all the liabilities will get closed, sir. So entire liability will become zero. This is what the mistake in the suggested answer given for this mock test paper. So please be careful. And sir, once the problem is done, we have finally one thing, the cameo role. RCM liability is there. Finally, for this, if you add RCM liability, you will get net GST payable in cash. Okay, so the RCM liability is nothing but this legal services 4,500, 4,500. So this you will get the answer. So the net minimum GST payable in cash is 4,500, 4,500 CGST and SGST. Of course, there is carry forward and there is no mention regarding that in the question. So we need not worry about disclosing how much taxes are carried forward. But for your information, sir, we can say what is the carry forward amount. If you ask, sir, the carry forward amount is nothing but CGST is 64,500 minus 18,000. Sir, 46,500 CGST and 64,500 SGST will be carried forward, sir. Okay, this will be the answer. Okay, so please be careful with this while doing. So if you want this set off, mainly set off, there is mistake in the ICAI suggested answer. So this one, if you want, you can take a screenshot also, guys. Okay, so this one you can just check. Hope it is clear. Fine, super. Just let me know in the comment box how many of you have identified the mistake here in the answer given by ICAI suggested answer, given in the ICAI suggested answer. Please do let me know in the comment box so that even I will feel happy. Yes, people have understood this. Fine. Coming to the next question, in that 5-mark question, there is something like regarding, sir, you examine this activity of import of service and whether it would amount to supply under section 7 or not. See, for my regular batch students, you would have understood this is nothing but, sir, the concept which we have discussed after discussing section 7, subsection 1b and 1c, after the schedule 1, para 4 discussion. You remember this Bahubali, Kattappa, Devasena example. Ditto same concept, ditto same concept. This is nothing but, so let us see, okay, whether it is supply or not. That's all, simple. Whether it is supply or not, import of service. Miss Sushma Patak received interior decoration services for her residence located at Bandra, Mumbai from Mr. Michelle, Sydney, Australia. Amount paid 5,000 Australian dollars. If you have paid consideration and you have imported some services, it is a straight away supply. Okay, so simple one. 7(1)(b) will come into picture. Section 7 subsection 1 clause B. Next, the same Sushma Patak received interior decoration services for her residence Bandra, Mumbai from her brother Mr. Varun residing in Sydney, Australia, but he is wholly dependent on Miss Sushma. Not Mr. Sushma, sorry, Miss Sushma. So here this is the twist actually. Brother is wholly dependent on her, so brother is related for her and she is importing service from brother without consideration, but this is for personal purpose. So 7(1)(c) read along with schedule 1 para 4, condition is violated, so this is not a supply. This is not a supply. Hope it is clear for you. Will your answer change in the above case? If she is taking the interior decoration services for her business, yes, then it is a supply only, sir, because as per 7(1)(c) schedule 1 para 4, it is for business purpose and hence it is supply. Okay, that is what the concept. Hope it is clear for you. So the next question, if you see, Srinivas and Sons partnership firm based in Nagpur, Maharashtra is a wholesaler of taxable product X and Y. Oh, taxable product X, but product Y is exempt by way of notification. And they are selling that only within the state of Maharashtra. That is important here. Aggregate turnover in the preceding financial year is 130 lakhs. The firm wishes to opt composition scheme, okay, under section 10(1) and 2 in the current financial year. Okay. However, its accountant is of the view that person engaged in making supply of exempt goods is not eligible for the said scheme. You have to discuss. You tell to the accountant, "Ray, you just go to the Marina Beach and just commit suicide there," because why these people are not eligible? See, understand, when you want to go for composition scheme, the condition is aggregate turnover in the preceding financial year should not exceed 150 lakhs. And you should not be making interstate supplies, and you should not be selling non-taxable goods. Okay, here they are selling only in Maharashtra and it is not exceeding 150 lakhs and it is exempt. Exempt goods are, sir, they are taxable, sir, but for time being they are exempt through a notification. They are not non-taxable goods. They are not like not subjected to tax and all. Okay, on which we cannot levy GST. No, sir, we have just exempted. We can levy tax, but we have given exemption. So the contention of the accountant is absolutely invalid in the eyes of law. Okay, simple one, right? Next one, place of supply in the following independent cases. This is Ramesh residing in Kolkata has postpaid mobile connection with XYZ Telecom Limited registered office in Mumbai, Maharashtra. The billing address of Mr. Ramesh is on the records of XYZ Telecom Limited, Kolkata, West Bengal. So place of supply will be Kolkata, West Bengal. You know, postpaid connections, sir, whatever the address available in the records regarding the recipient, that will be the place of supply, sir. Simple. Next, see how to present the answer. First of all, simple. You should write the provision. Simple. Sir, according to the provisions of, if you remember the section number, write the section number. If you don't remember, according to the provisions of CGST, this is place of supply. Please be careful. This is IGST Act. According to the provisions of IGST Act 2017, sir, the place of supply in case of telecom services where telecom services are provided through postpaid connection is the address of the recipient available in the records of the supplier. Next paragraph. In the given case, the recipient, that is Mr. Ramesh, address is available in the records of XYZ Telecom Limited as Kolkata, West Bengal. And next line, hence place of supply is Kolkata, West Bengal. Simple. Like this, write the provision properly, reason properly. Over. GST is good and simple tax. Next, Premanand subscribed a prepaid internet connection from Messrs. PQR distributors, registered distributor of recharge vouchers, selling recharge vouchers. Right? Okay, Premanand prepaid connection from Messrs. PQR distributor, registered distributor. So, when prepaid connections are sold through the distributors, sir, whatever the address of the distributor available in the records, that will be the place of supply, sir. Of XYZ Limited is located in Bengaluru, Karnataka. It sells prepaid recharge vouchers to final subscribers in Chennai, Tamil Nadu. Now, please understand, when the recharge cards are sold to the final subscribers through a agent, selling agent, address of that selling agent will be taken as place of supply, sir. So in the given case, it is Bengaluru, Karnataka will be the place of supply. Hope it is clear for you. Bengaluru, Karnataka will be the place of supply. So understand, even though the vouchers are sold in Chennai, Tamil Nadu, it is sold through the agents. So the agent address will be the place of supply. Next, Bulan Machine Limited, registered in state of Andhra Pradesh, supplied a machinery to Rayan Wind Farms Limited, registered in the state of Karnataka. The machinery was assembled and installed at windmill of Rayan Wind Farms Limited, which was located in the state of Tamil Nadu. Sir, this is regarding the goods where assembly or installation is required. In that case, what is the place of supply, ma? Where the goods are installed, correct? So Tamil Nadu, easy one. So this is what place of supply for these three things. Super. Let us move on to the next one. So look at this, look at this. So the next one, sharing a registered supplier received advance with respect to services supplied to be supplied to Sukiram. His accountant asked him to issue receipt voucher with respect to such services. However, he is apprehensive that what would happen in case receipt voucher is issued but subsequently no services are supplied. You are required to advise sharing regarding the same. You know, obviously, sir, when we are receiving the advances for goods or services and the supply has not been done, To acknowledge the fact that we have received the advance, we will give receipt voucher to the opposite person. And tomorrow in future, sir, after giving the receipt voucher, and unfortunately if the supply is not done and the invoice is also not raised, obviously we'll give refund voucher and close the issue. So that is what the point here which you have to elaborate and write. See, one thing here is, here there are too many theory questions which I don't expect in the main exam, because in main exam of course the test should be mostly on practical implication of all that stuff, except the fourth question, last question, generally in the exam will be two straight theory questions or three straight theory questions will be there. So this one in exam mostly will be full theory part, but till third question it should be practical questions only, right? Does cancellation of registration, because of this only I told all this story, because here in 3B itself they give straight theory question. Does cancellation of registration impose any tax obligations on the person, those whose registration is so cancelled? Please understand, when your registration is cancelled, if you remember, sir, when your registration is cancelled, your tax liabilities will not get affected. So whatever the transactions you have done till the date of registration, whether the tax liability has been determined by the time of cancellation or not determined, your tax liabilities will remain intact. And not only that, for the inputs lying in stock, work in progress, finished goods and the capital goods, all these things also, you are liable to reverse the ITC availed, or you have to pay it in cash. So that you know, so that theory part, just go through the answer given in the suggested answer, more than sufficient. Okay, so your tax liabilities will not get affected, it will be the same. And of course, whatever the goods lying in stock also, you have to pay GST on that, either by using ITC balance or cash balance. Next, this is something crazy. Okay, you know, section 12 AB entities which are providing charitable services, charitable activities under GST are exempt under GST. You have seen that in exemptions chapter. But they should be providing specified charitable activities, then only the exemption is given. Here they are asking what are the charitable activities. You remember something regarding like public health, preservation of environment, or this educational and skill development programs for people aged more than 65, greater than 65 in rural area, all these things. And advancement of spirituality, yoga, religion, all these things. So those things you have to elaborate and write here. Okay, 5 marks. Seriously, in main exam, understand, fourth question is going to be like a super duper surprise for you. Some nook and corner they will take the state theory question will ask you. So mostly try to finish by third question itself. Fourth question you have one choice question. No, mostly take this as choice question in the main exam. Plan your exam presentation, all these things in such a way. Next, this is going to be damn important, guys. Actually, in the main exam, the legal provisions regarding time of supply for services were taxable under reverse charge. In RTP also, not in your RTP, in CA final RTP, I have seen a question here. In my YouTube channel, there will be a separate video on section 13 subsection 3 amendment along with a question. Okay, one small video, some 4-5 minutes video, or not even that. So that video, if possible, I'll just put the link here in the description. Please make sure you are going through that also. Very important for your attempt. Okay, so now as per section 13 subsection 3, what is the time of supply for sir, RCM services? RCM services, na sir, it is, if you remember earlier, 61st day from actual date of invoice, but it is raised by the supplier, and date of payment, whichever is earlier. Now they have added one more thing, sir, that is actual date of invoice if it is raised by the recipient. So if the invoice is raised by the supplier, you will refer these provisions. If the invoice is raised by the recipient, you will refer these provisions as time of supply. So that is what the point. So learn the theory part also properly for presentation, go through the answer. So learn the lines properly. Okay, this is what the provision actually, and you just understand the presentation skills. Okay, that is what all about here. Next, and one last question here is, sir, regarding there is no onus on filing any monthly or annual statements for e-commerce operator. Examine the technical veracity of this statement by explaining the relevant provisions. Again, this is regarding, sir, e-commerce operator. Yes, they have to file monthly statement and annual statement. That is there. It is not like no, they are not liable to pay, sir. They are supposed to pay monthly statement. You know this, every month after that month is over, 10th of the next month you have to file that. And the annual statement also 31st December of the succeeding financial year they have to file this. Yes, it is mandatory for them to file. This is not a valid statement. Okay, fine. So for this, the theory answers you just read once again. Even though you know the answer, how to present it, the lines, all these things, you'll be more comfortable. Okay, hope you enjoyed this mock test paper 1 discussion. Now let us move on to mock test paper number 2. So guys, we are moving on to MTP 2 Jan 26. Okay. So in this, if you see now, as you know, our first normal way is first going with MCQs, then coming to case study. Okay, there are 3 questions in this. Which of the following persons are liable to pay GST under reverse charge in respect of GTA services in Feb of the preceding financial year Feb month? GTA services, who is liable to pay GST? Okay. Transportation of Dash by Jyoti Transport Company is exempt from GST. GTA transporting the defense equipment, organic manure, railway equipment, no, it is not exempt. So 1 and 3. See, even without reading the case study, you can tell the answer here. So option C. So defense equipment and organic manure are exempt under GST if you are transporting them. Hope it is clear. 1 second now. And the last one, what will be the time of supply in respect of services provided by Jyoti Transport Company to Rathi Industries Private Limited? So these are the 3 questions here. Let us go with the case study now. Let us go with the case scenario. So the case scenario, if you see, Jyoti Transport Company is GTA registered under GST. Okay. It did not exercise the option to pay tax itself on the services supplied by it in the preceding financial year. That is why in the MCQ they have asked regarding the Feb month liability of the preceding financial year. Okay. So in the last year they did not take option to pay tax on itself, means they did not choose FCM. That means it is RCM. Okay. So they have provided the services to following persons. And if you see them, Gaurav Traders and unregistered partnership firm. In the specified recipients category, we see everything registered except partnership firm. Partnership firm registered or not, RCM will come into picture. Mr. Amar, casual taxable person not registered under GST. Casual taxable person registered under GST only, it comes under RCM. So here there is no RCM. Vyapar Mandal Cooperative Society registered under Societies Registration Act. Again, this is RCM. So these 2 cases it is RCM. So Gaurav Traders and Vyapar Mandal. Let us see in this case. Sir, first question, if you see, Gaurav Traders and Vyapar Mandal, that means 1 and 3. So option C is the correct answer. Okay. So option C is the correct answer for this. So this is 1 MCQ we are done with. Okay. So next one. Second MCQ, without reading the question itself, we have understood. We are left out with only third MCQ. And of course, they have provided in the particular consignment March preceding financial year transported defense equipment railway. This information is regarding second MCQ. We solved it. Next, Jyoti Transport Company exercises option to pay itself GST on services supplied by it at 12%. That means they are going with FCM. Okay, the current financial year. It provides goods transport services to Rathi Industries on 1st April, issued invoice on 5th May, payment on 6th May. Now please understand, this is service. So obviously they have asked time of supply for this, correct? Time of supply. This is service and this is not covered under RCM. Understand here, GTA has taken the option to pay it under FCM. So you should not use section 13 subsection 3. So it is 13 subsection 2. So what we have to see, we have to see whether invoice is raised within the time limit. Invoice is raised within 30 days. 30 days is the time limit for services. 1st April the service is rendered now. Sir, if you see goods transport services are provided on 1st April, that means service is over on 1st April. Invoice should be raised within 30 days, but it is raised on 5th May, means after 30 days. So we will see date of completion of service or date of payment, whichever is earlier. The 1st April or 6th May, which is earlier? 1st April is earlier. So the answer is option D here. Okay, that is what first case scenario. Coming to case scenario number 2. So as you know, first let us go with MCQs first. So they are asking effective date of registration, again consignment value, and you understand consignment value in GST, it means that it means both the taxable value plus GST other than excluding exempt supplies. You should be remembering that. Next, due date on which Anjani is supposed to file and final return. Final return, what is the due date? 3 months from the date of order of cancellation or effective date of cancellation, whichever is later. Okay, that is what the point. Now coming to case scenario. Sir, Anjani was engaged in providing various services within the state of Rajasthan. Within the state, that is important. His aggregate turnover They are saying Anjani and they are saying his okay. I think the paper setter is in like little bit of trauma or coma, God only knows. Crossed the threshold limit on 4th June. Okay, he applied for registration under GST on 2nd July. 4th June he is becoming liable or she is becoming liable. 2nd July applied and got registration on 10th July. Obviously, the effective date of registration, because within 30 days it is applied, so the effective date of registration is nothing but the date of becoming liable. So 4th June is the answer here. So for this, 4th June is the answer. Okay. Next, after taking registration, they gave some story. Anjani started business across India, including supply of goods, also dispatched goods pan India on orders received, all that. Next, he received an order from Delhi for which he supplied taxable goods value 45,000, IGST 12%. Also supplied certain exempted goods valuing 4,000. Okay, so he made one invoice for both the taxable as well as exempt supplies. Okay, his tax consultant he asked his tax consultant for the requirement of generation of EVA bill for this order. The tax consultant informed that he requirement of all these things. Okay, fine, on consignment value. And there is a question, the consignment value. Consignment value here is, if you see, sir, as I already told you, taxable value plus GST. So 45,000 is the taxable value plus 12% GST means 50,400. While calculating consignment value, you should not calculate this exempt supplies. Okay, so 50,400 is the answer here. 50,400. Okay, and next. Even being a micro enterprise, Anjani did not receive timely payment from his customers, because of which he ran into severe cash crunch and eventually could not make on-time payment to suppliers. As a result, he decided to shut down the business and got placed in software company as a senior program executive. While shutting down his business, he informed his tax consultant to cancel GST registration. The tax consultant surrendered the registration on GST portal on 25th September, and his application of cancellation was approved by the proper officer on 31st September. 31st September. After looking this, it will be like students who are writing the exam. Hey Prabhu. So 31st September. Super. Very good. Extraordinary. Okay. So here you understand the paper setter is in which type of mental situation we should understand actually. Okay. 31st September. Super. So date of cancellation 25th September, effective date is something 31st September. So we should take whichever is later. From that we should calculate 3 months, correct? So whichever is later, if you see 31st September is later. Okay, 31st October, 31st November also will be there for these people. Okay, because 31st September means 31st November also will come. So 31st October, 31st November and 31st December. Okay, 3 months. So the answer is 31st December actually. Ayyo. So it should have been 30th September, and accordingly October 30th, November 30th, December 30th. They gave 31st September and accordingly answer option also 31st December. Super. You imagine in the options, if they have given 30th December also, what would have been the situation of the students? Okay. So that is what the MCQ. Next. Sir, Udit Associates, Delhi, dealing in garments, ordered ladies suits from Pakija Garments in Ludhiana, Punjab, 350 kilometers. This is about e-way bill validity. They are transporting in normal cargo. So what is the validity of e-way bill? 350 kilometers. You know, every 200 kilometer are part there of 1 day validity you will get. So it is 2 days validity because 350 kilometers. Okay, option B. Next. Harjit Kaur, a resident of Punjab, is having a residential property in Amritsar, Punjab, which has been given on rent to a family for 72 lakhs per annum. Enough for residence purposes. Determine whether Harjit Kaur is liable to pay GST. Giving rent residential property for residential purpose, all these things are giving immobile property for residential purpose is exempt under GST. So here Harjit Kaur is liable to pay GST. No, answer is no. It should be no, because renting of residential property is exempt. Okay, so option B should be the correct answer. Okay, so that is what with respect to MCQ part, and we are done with that. And also we have come with crazy thing in September. There is also 31st actually. So now if you see the descriptive part, okay, the first question. See how to proceed with the first question. All these things we have discussed in the beginning of the video itself in MTP 1 question discussion. So here I am just quickly going to cover this. So simple question only. Resti Limited of Delhi, registered dealer, manufacturing machineries, made a taxable supply of machinery during the month of March. I always tell, please be careful. Who is this fellow? A body corporate from Delhi. and this is related to March information. So they have made a supply 10 lakh list price of the machinery exclusive of taxes. And here what are the mistakes you do actually with respect to subsidy? Subsidy received from the central government for supply of machinery to government school. Here the problem is you will feel exclusively related. This subsidy is exclusively related to supply of machinery included at serial number 1. Now, please understand one common mistake here everybody does is you feel this 2 lakh 10,000 is included there in the list price 10 lakh. They are not saying this 2 lakh 10,000 is included in the list price of 10 lakh. They are saying this 2 lakh 10,000 is related to the good which is included in serial number 1, not price included. Please understand, in serial number 1 there is a good. This subsidy whatever you are getting is related to this goods which is there in serial number 1. They are not saying this 2 lakh 10,000 is also included in 10 lakh. They are saying this 2 lakh 10,000 belongs to the goods which is included in serial number 1. In serial number 1 which good is there, for that I am giving this subsidy. That is what they mean. They did not say this 2 lakh 10,000 is included there. Okay, fine. So the same logic even here for this also, subsidy from NGO also. So this 2 lakh is also not included in 10 lakh. So this 2 lakh is related to the goods which is included in serial number 1, not the price included in serial number 1. Okay, so these two subsidies are not included there, and this is government subsidy, so we will not consider that. But this is from any person other than central government, state government, so we will add that. Taxes levied by municipal authority, yes, we will add it to the value of supply. Packing charges, we will add it to the place of supply, value of supply. So 10 lakh plus 2 lakh plus 2 lakh 50,000 plus 1 lakh 25,000. Okay, total 15 lakh 75,000 is there. Additional information, this is another area where you should be careful. Okay, sir, what is this area now? Please understand, list price of the machinery is after considering the two subsidies. After considering the two subsidies means they are trying to tell, I know that I will get the two subsidies. After considering that also I am fixing 10 lakh means I want 10 lakh also, I want the 2 lakh 10,000, I want this 2 lakh. So these subsidies also I want. It doesn't mean that after including, it is after considering. After considering is different, after including is different. I am fixing my price 10 lakh after considering the fact that I will receive the subsidies. Okay, that is what the point. However, the other charges, taxes charged to the customer are over and above the list price. So all these things whatever are there, sir, these are over and above the list price, sir, we have charged. Okay. Further, the company has provided the following information pertaining to purchases. Okay, in respect of supply of said plant and machinery during the month of March. Okay, so here we have understood, sir, the value of supply is 15 lakh 75,000. Okay, now here interesting point again, another mistake what you do is, please understand, here they have given purchases and GST paid on purchases. This is not value, this is not value, please be very careful. This is GST paid. Again, on this you should not apply GST rates. These are GSTs only, so this is GST amount only. You should not again further apply GST rate here, please be careful. Okay, raw material purchased and to be received in the month of April. You know we are talking about March month and you have not received the raw material now, you cannot take ITC of this. So actually you should have received the goods or services for taking ITC. So still they are in transit or still they are not yet received, means you cannot take ITC. Membership of a club, 17 subsection 5 blocked credit. Inputs to be received in lots, out of which first lot is received during the month. That means still 5 lots are remaining. When the goods are received in lots or installments, you know the ITC will be given only after the receipt of last lot or installment. So here also again, no ITC for full. You will take full ITC only after the receipt of last lot or installment. Hope you remember that. Okay. Next, trucks used for transportation of raw material. Sir, goods, vehicles, yes, of course you can take ITC. Capital goods, out of 3 items, invoice of 2 items is missing, on which GST paid is 2,82,000. You know that, sir, you can take ITC only based on the invoice. So if the invoice is missing, you cannot take ITC. Out of 3,50,000, sir, 2,82,000 you cannot take, sir. That means 68,000 only you can take as ITC. Okay, 68,000 only you can take as ITC. Okay, super. And rates of CGST, SGST, all these things 9, 9, 18, obvious one. All inward and outward supply are exclusive of taxes wherever applicable. All conditions necessary for availing ITC subject to the information given below. So above fulfilled. All inward and outward supplies are interstate. Compute the net GST. Dead is in a dead easy question. Okay. So all are interstate. That means this 15,75,000, there will be what? 18% will be the output tax. So 15,75,000 into 18%. How much? 2,83,500. Okay. And how much ITC you are eligible? ITC you are eligible here they have given. So 1,50,000 plus 68. 1,50,000 plus 68, 2,18,000. 2,18,000. So net GST payable in cash is how much? Sir, 283,500 minus 2,18,000. So 65,500 is the net ITC, net GST, sorry, net GST payable in cash. Net GST payable in cash. Am I clear with this, ma? Everybody? So 65,500 is the answer for this. Okay. So that is what the point. Fine. Next. So let us move on to the next question. Simple one, ma? Simple one. Let us move on to the next one. What is next one? So the next one is also again a easy one. Punto Limited procures following goods in the month of January. Okay, fine. So this is with respect to the month of January. Okay. Yes. So if you see in this question, they are asking you compute the amount of ITC available with Punto Limited for the month of January. Giving necessary explanations. This is important actually. Giving necessary explanations. Most of us, what we will do, we will say, okay, sir, ITC available, not available, all these things and all. But writing proper explanation is what very, very important here. Please be careful. In the exam, just filling the numbers is not important. You should also write the explanation properly. Next. So you should calculate how much ITC is available for January and you should give necessary explanation. Super, okay. What is that first one? So again, I repeat here, they gave purchases and the outer column is GST. Again, on that, you should not apply any GST rates. Please be careful here. Goods used in constructing an additional floor of office building. Cost of construction of additional floor has been capitalized. And obviously, you know, the construction, only if it is revenue expenditure, you can take ITC. Here it is capitalized. So no ITC. Blocked under 17 subsection 5. Trucks used for transportation of inputs. You know, the prohibition is only on passenger vehicles with seating capacity less than or equal to 13, but this is goods vehicle, so you can happily take ITC. Inputs used in trail runs, yes, because used in the furtherance of business, you can take ITC. Confectionery items for consumption of employees during working, employees working in the factory. For employees, they might be purchasing some lace, kurkure packet, all these things on the GST paid. You know, you cannot take ITC. Next, cement used for making foundational structural support to plant and machinery. And for plant and machinery, sir, for constructing the structural support, all these things, yes, it is an exception given in 17 subsection 5. So it is not a blocked credit. You can take happily ITC. So what is the total ITC you can take? Sir, you can take ITC 11,000 plus 8350 plus 9550. So total 28,900. And here there is one more point also given. Depreciation has not been claimed on the tax component in case of trucks. Suppose if they have told depreciation has been taken on tax component in case of trucks, you cannot take ITC on that also. Hope you remember that. So the answer is, sir, 28,900 is the answer, sir. That is what the point. Right. Now let us move on to the next question. The next question is, sir, comment on the taxability or otherwise of the following transactions under GST law. Also state correct legal provisions. Again, a simple question here. Sir, services provided by private transport operator to Kanya Shiksha Girls Higher Secondary School by way of transporting the students to and from the school. You know, sir, any person providing transportation services to an education institution up to, which is providing education up to higher secondary school or equivalent, including preschool, is exempt under GST. That way you can write down the reason and say this is exempt under GST. Next, services provided by way of vehicle parking to general public in a shopping complex. Vehicle parking services provided to general public in shopping complex or anywhere for that matter, sir, they have not given exemption anywhere in GST law. So this is obviously taxable, sir. This is taxable. Next, food supplied by the canteen run by a hospital to the inpatients. That is important, not outpatients, inpatients, as advised by the doctors. Sir, providing food to the patients admitted in the hospital, that is the inpatients, as per the directions of the doctors or the nutritionist, is nothing but part and parcel of the composite supply of healthcare service. So it is part and parcel of healthcare service. So it is exempt under GST. Simple one again. Next, and resident welfare association in a housing society registered under GST collects the maintenance charges of 6,500 per month per member. You know, resident welfare association providing the services of services or goods which they are procuring from the third person, for which they are collecting maintenance of the flat. Sir, up to 7,500 per month per member is exempt under GST, sir. So if it exceeds 7,500, it is fully taxable. Here in this case, 6,500, so it is exempt. Simple. Okay. Next, the next one is determine the time of supply from the given information in each of the following independent cases. So you have to see time of supply here. Okay, fine, super. Supplier invoices goods taxable under reverse charge basis. Goods taxable under reverse charge basis. What is the time of supply? The time of supply is, sir, date of receipt of goods, date of payment, or 31st day from ADI, actual date of invoice. Date of payment means they would have given the entry date and the bank debit date also. We will see. So here, invoice date they have given. From that, we have to see 31st day. So May 4th is the invoice date. Means, sir, in May month still we have left out with the 27 days. 27 days, and we want 31 means 4th day. So it is June 4th. Okay. June 4th is the 31st day. Okay. Receives the goods on May 12th and makes the payment on May 30th. So whichever is earlier, June 4th, May 12th, or May 30th. Sir, May 12th is the answer here. So May 12th is the time of supply. Okay. Next, supplier invoices goods taxable on reverse charge. Again, this is also reverse charge one. Okay, same May 4th. So we have to calculate 31st day. 31st day is June 4th. Next, receives the goods on June 12th, makes the payment on July 3rd. So if you compare June 4th, June 12th, July 3rd, the time of supply will be nothing but June 4th. So this is the time of supply, whichever is earlier. Hope you remember the provision, the simple one, 12 subsection 3, date of receipt of goods or date of payment or 31st day from EDI. Understand, amendment is there only in 13 subsection 3, not in 12 subsection 3. Please be very careful. Right, let us move on to the next question, third question. So the next one, if you see, examine whether the supplier of goods is liable to get registered in the following cases. Again, the same line they have repeated here. I don't know in what condition they have set up this paper, or did the DTP work all that. Fine. So in individual cases here, we have to see whether these people are liable for registration or not. Okay. Mohit from Assam exclusively engaged in intrastate taxable supply of ready-made garments. His turnover in the current financial year from Assam showroom is 33 lakhs. He has another showroom in Tripura and turnover is 11 lakhs. And you know, see, registration limits, if you see, we have divided entire country into three parts. One is make my trip to Nagaland without mega MMT, and Manipur, Mizoram, Tripura, Nagaland. Anything is 10 lakhs there. And 6 systems we have discussed, if you remember. So there we have discussed Arunachal Pradesh, Sikkim, Telangana, Uttarakhand, Meghalaya, and Puducherry. Whatever you do, there 20 lakhs. Remaining rest of India, it is exclusively goods means 40 lakhs. Services or goods and services 20 lakhs. We have discussed that. So that way you write that and you just mention the limits. And here another interesting part is, you know, when one branch is outside special category state, another branch is in special category state. Here Tripura is a special category state. Then the threshold limit will fall down to 10 lakhs. So here the aggregate turnover is however 44 lakhs, 33 plus 11. But the threshold limit is just 10 lakhs. So in both the cases, that is in both the case of like Assam and Tripura, both the states, they have to take registration. Mr. Mohit has to take registration. Next, Shobit of Panjim, Goa, exclusively engaged in intrastate supply of shoes. Again, it is goods. His aggregate turnover in the current financial year is 22 lakhs. That is exclusively dealing with goods, and the threshold limit in Goa is, as per discussion, 40 lakhs. And hence here not required to take any registration. Here both the states he has to take, Assam and Tripura, both places he has to take registration. Okay, registration, but here not required. Okay, so that is what the simple one. Next, another question, if you see in the same one, for 5 marks. Sir, Messrs. Purchase Trans of Kolkata engaged in trading of transmitters. Okay, selling transmitters. On 20th May, Purchase Trans has sent 500 units of transmitters for exhibition at Chennai on sale or return basis. Out of that 500 units, 300 units sold on 28th August. Okay, and remaining 200, 150 units have been brought back to Kolkata on 25th November. Balance 50 units neither sold nor brought back. Explain the provisions with respect to GST law relating to issue of invoices with exact dates on which tax invoice need to be issued. See, understand, this is nothing but time limit to raise tax invoice as per section 31. Sir, when the sale is on sale or return basis, goods has been supplied on sale or return basis. Sir, what is the time limit to raise invoice? Now, as you know, the date of approval or 6 months from the date of removal from the place. So, whichever is earlier. Here, if you see, the goods are removed on 20th May. 20th May, we are removing this 500 units. So, if you see in that 300 units and 200 units, if you see 300 units is sold on 28th August. Sir, from 20th May, 6 months time means 20th May, June, July, August, September, October, November. Okay, so 20th November is the deadline at least. Before that, you should have sold or you should have brought the goods back or you should have raised invoice. Okay, now, sir, what will happen? On 20th August, he is making the supply. So, for the 300 units, he should raise the invoice on or before 28th August. Hope it is clear for you. On or before 28th August. Okay. Now, for the balance 200 units, if you see, they are saying 150 units sold, 50 units no address itself. I mean, neither sold nor brought back. But this 150 units are sold on 25th November. But sir, 6 months is expiring on 20th November only, right? So for entire 200 units, even the 150 units are sold, that is sold after 6 months. So on the expiry of 6 months itself, you will get the responsibility to raise the tax invoice. So for the entire 200 units, I repeat, 150 units sold, but this is after 6 months. So as per the law, for 150 units, you should raise invoice on the expiry of 6 months, that is on or before 20th November. And for balance 50 units which have never been brought back, that also you should do. So total 200 units fully, sir, you should have raised invoice by 20th November. That is what the point. Fine. Now the last question, as I told you in the previous MTP also, from some nook and corner they will frame some theory question. So that is the trend. So please be prepared for this. They're asking post supply discounts eligible for deduction from value of supply in all situations. Explain. That means you should write the conditions for taking post supply discount, exclusion from value of supply. You know all these things. The post supply discount, sir, this discount is given as per the terms of the agreement which is already agreed and it is linked to a particular invoice and the recipient should have reversed the proportionate ITC. If these conditions are satisfied, then only post supply discounts are eligible for exclusion from value of supply. That you have to mention there. Next, place of supply for mobile connection. Can it be the location of supplier? Sir, you should write place of supply provisions for telecom services. If it is postpaid, the billing address of the recipient. If it is prepaid cases, obviously you are selling through any agent or distributor, all that. That agent or distributor address. No, sir, I am directly selling it to the final subscriber. Then where the payment is received, that will be the place of supply. In other cases, sir, if you have the recipient address in your records, recipient address, otherwise supplier address only. If it is through internet, etc., then the recipient location, all that same story. Next, there is one more question. Who can be registered as GST practitioner? Who can be registered under GST practitioner? Who is citizen of India, sound mind, okay, and having the prescribed experience or qualification, all these things, you know, at least you would have worked as a grade B officer, group B gazetted officer in either commercial tax department or CBIC, or sales tax practitioner or service tax return preparer for at least 5 years, or possessing the prescribed qualification, UG, PG, all these things in Indian university, or at least UG which is recognized by, given by foreign university but recognized by Indian university, or any exam notified by the government, or at least final exam of CA, CMA or CS. So that way, yes. So that is what MTP. Almost in 1 hour time we have covered both the MTPs, MTP 1 and 2. Students, please understand. I can understand the stress and pressure you are going through, but that is obvious common. Only thing, how you are fighting hard, how you are bouncing back is what matters. So enjoy your preparation, don't take any stress, enjoy your preparation. Definitely the result will be positive. Trust on yourself and your capabilities. Definitely you'll be able to do it. Wishing you all the very best from my side, and see you all in another video. Thank you and Jai Hind.